Hey Internet, my name is Sebi and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program on Wings. This time we are really on Wings and Handler Kerman, our new just hired Kerbonaut, will show you or demonstrate you something very interesting with this plane. You might already know this from a previous episode, and the great thing this plane is capable of, I started a short demonstration in the first introduction video of this plane, is that it can go straight up. And Handler will now demonstrate how far the thing can go straight up. And this is really impressive, as I just did it for fun purposes, as I just wanted to fly a little bit around with this plane here in Kerbal Space Program. I just thought, okay, I have to try and I have to see how far this thing can go up. And yeah, I did it and I was really impressed, and this is what I want to share with you. We want to go up as high as we can, and also I like to use some plane things in this episode, or at least at the beginning of this episode, because it's now the, if I counted correctly, the 40th episode. I hope it is the 40th episode, as I started my career series. At least it's the 70th episode of my Kerbal Space Program Let's Play series. So this is a great number, and because I'm mostly interested in planes, or I'm very much interested in planes, I like to have at least something with wings and with planes and with normal jet engines in this game, or in this series, in this episode, instead of just having only rocket flights. And this is the other reason why I like to... Oh, there's a moon. There is the moon. Why I like to share this with you. Okay. Talking about impressive things, we are already at 14 kilometers above the surface, and the Kerbal Space Center is getting smaller and smaller, and we are still going up. And this is really impressive, how high this thing can go straight up. At least can't fly straight ahead. For this reason, or for flights straight ahead and over a longer distance, this isn't any good situation or any good approach. But for a high altitude test, this is really great. And now we can even do run atmosphere analysis. We have the atmosphere analysis from the upper atmosphere over Kerbin's shores, and it gives us 14 science. It seems there's very little atmosphere at these altitudes. Make sure you're properly suited up if you plan to going outside. I'm not sure if I want to go outside, but I want to do a log pressure data. Okay, we have done this already. So let's reset this. Can we do a temperature scan? Log temperature. Okay, we have done this as well. And the engine died. Okay, the engine died. And as you can see, we are at an altitude of 37 kilometers, and we are still climbing up. Okay, now our speed is decreasing, and in a short amount of time we will start to fall back down. But we have 39 kilometers, and this only with this little plane, and this is amazing. You can see really that the Kerbin is a planet, and it's a sphere. This is really cool. 41 kilometers, and we are still going up further and further. Only achieved by one jet engine. Okay, I'm not able. Okay, 31,000 kilometers. No, 31 kilometers. This is really amazing. And now it's time to go back home. And the best way to do this is doing it the same way as you come up here, by going straight down. Okay. Handler is not so impressed by this, or a little bit scared at least, as he starts to fall back to the surface of Kerbin. And yeah, can we have a crew report? Is there anything new? No, we can't. Okay. So yeah, this is pretty interesting how high you can go up with a plane by just going straight up. And yeah, this is really cool. And I really like this, and I had a lot of fun as I tested it out for the very first time, and as I ended up at an altitude of 40 kilometers, I was really impressed, and I thought this is a good idea, I have to show this with you. And yeah, today was the time I was able to do so, and now we are dropping back to lower altitudes. I want to make sure that I'm not losing control, and I also like to land back on the runway, so I hope I'm able to do this. We are going down very fast. Now we are only 10 kilometers above the surface. So let's start to not losing control. I think one of the difficult parts is to align ourselves with the runway and to flare up the nose before we crash into the ground. But on my first attempt, I managed this, and everything was going very smoothly and very well. Okay, so we are coming down, and we are already well aligned with the runway. We just now need to start flaring up the nose as we are dropping down from this high altitude. And yeah, let's lower our gear. As we are coming back home, Handler is a little bit scared, but I hope he can pull off a nice landing as he approaches the runway. Okay, here we come. Let's start to flare up the nose even more. And looking good. And well done. Well done, Handler. Well done. You did an awesome job. You returned back to the runway after you were going straight up, and after you have reached an altitude of over 41 kilometers. This is really nice for a jet engine, and I'm really impressed by your result you've done so far, and this is really cool. I like your result. You've done an amazing job with your plane, and you have demonstrated the capability of this plane. And I'm really interested in seeing how this plane will behave if when I have unlocked the bigger jet engine, which has even more power, and when I have also the ram air intakes, and maybe I can fly up even higher. And I think this should be really interesting. But right now, Handler did an amazing job. We can recover our vessel, and let's see. Okay, atmosphere analysis from the atmosphere of Kerbin throws. We have 14 signs, and again, recovery of a vessel that survived a flight, well, only 0 signs, and we have currently 591 signs. This is amazing, but we want to increase a little bit more our signs amount. So after we've done our Duna landing, it's time to Moon Recon to have a short visit at our satellites, because we are currently having our Moon satellite, which has done some interesting science up here. And yeah, I think it's time, because all the instruments are equipped, it's time to return back home. And let's see, where are we? We are here. How or at which spot do I need to do my burn to return from this polar orbit back home? Let me see. Okay, this should be quite okay. I think we need a little bit more speed, don't we? Whoa. And come on. It's a little bit strange. 580. Just a tiny bit more. ...220 kilometers. And we are gone. Okay, I think this is at first a good approach. We can... 10 kilometers, okay, this is very good. And whoa, this is a very high burn. In 21 hours and in 1 day. Okay, this is a pretty inefficient burn. I think we can do, hopefully, much better. What happens if we do our burn down here? I think this should be a little bit problematic, or this is a little bit problematic. Okay, where is the only option to do it really on top of... on the polar position of this orbit? I think so it is, okay. So this is a very inefficient fly back home, but, well, the polar orbit is not so very useful as I hoped for. And 4 days. This is even more inefficient. Can we... How to return from a polar orbit? I haven't done this so far. Or if we burn straight down, I don't think this will really help me, does it? There is the periapsis. Okay, I think this orbit is more problematic than I anticipated. This is really strange, but I think, okay, we need to do this strange way to return back home. Oh, now we have an escape. This is also not very useful. What or how much does it cost to... if I would like to change the plane of my orbit? Okay, this is also very expensive, but wait. This brings me to an idea. If I do something like this and play maybe around with these notes over here. Periapsis. Okay, this seems to be more reasonable. If I do something like this. Okay, this isn't too much good. Uh, 2 kilometers. Okay, we need to get a bit closer to it. No. Okay, and this is getting more expensive and more expensive. 3 kilometers. 10 kilometers, okay. Well, you see, I have to play around, and I think, as usual, I will bring you back in when we finish, or when I finish to find a proper orbit or proper trajectory to fly back home. So, yeah, stay tuned. Okay, and here we are back again. I have found a suitable trajectory. We will return in 10 hours or 11 hours. It's a little bit longer than our normal fly back home, but I think it's still okay to return back our satellite. And let's see, let's turn the whole thing. I think we should have more enough fuel, and it's also quite expensive for leaving the moon. But I think this is one thing we have to accept, because we have such a strange orbit compared to our normal approaches, and we need now to correct even a little bit our orbit we have done so, or we have achieved around the moon. And now let's fast forward a bit up to our planned maneuver node, maybe 1 minute before. Whoa, this looks pretty interesting as we are approaching the moon's pole. Okay, let's do the burn. We can even wait a little bit. We only need an estimated burn of about 50 seconds. So we can wait some few seconds. Let's do another short fast forward like here. And now let's do our burn back home so that we can return our science back to the surface of Kerbin. Wow, the landscape is really interesting. I think this is a really challenge to land here. If you see all these craters and strange things as we are coming across the moon's pole, And yeah, I think this is a really challenge to land here. I think I should do this just to have landed some way up here on the pole of the moon. This could be really interesting. Okay, and burn is finished. Very good. Let's close this. Okay, and we are crashing currently into the surface or into Kerbin. I think this is okay. And yeah, I think we have still some fuel left here, and we have some fuel left over up here. I'm not quite sure. This fuel tank is, well, wait, I can bring the fuel in here before I ditch the stage, so that this upper stage here is pretty light. Okay, this thing is on its way back home to bring us some nice science. And we have also the other research satellite. We have our polar one, Switch 2, which has also achieved a good amount of science and has done an amazing job. And now it's time for the polar one to, where is Kerbin? There's Kerbin. To return back to the surface of Kerbin and return its science, because our satellite has done so much great research. And yeah, I think it's time to return back home. And in which direction are you going? You are going this way, so you will end in the nighttime soon. But this is not so interesting. I like to land with you on the daylight side. So let's do a short flyby or a short orbit around Kerbin. Let's follow our research satellite as it orbits around Kerbin with a beautiful view of Kerbin and a view of the sunset, which is happening now. This was beautiful. Okay, we are now orbiting Kerbin at an altitude of 400 kilometers. This is really nice and it's really a beautiful view. And okay, here comes the pole again. I like the view of the polar region of Kerbin. And now I like to have a splashdown in the ocean. In this case, where do I need my burn to make sure that I have a splashdown in the ocean? Over there, maybe a little bit more. Yeah, this could be around here. So I will splash down in the ocean, hopefully. This could be really, really interesting. Our Moon Recon mission is still in the sphere of influence of the Moon. And we have our burn. I hope this engine has enough power, and if not, we still have our RCS fuel, so I think we can use also the RCS, but at first let's activate the engine. And where is our maneuver node? Where is the maneuver node? Down here. Okay, like here. And now let's do a little bit of a fast forward again. And then it's time to return back our satellites from space. Okay, now do the burn. Oh, this engine is pretty powerful. I haven't expected something like... oh. But yeah, I haven't expected something like this either. So, okay, good that I have added some RCS to my... what, estimated burn of 3 days? Are you crazy? I hope not, but that's good. This is good that I have some RCS here on my research satellite. I haven't expected that the thing is really having these issues. Let me just check. Okay, but on the other hand, we will return for sure now, but I want to make sure that we have a splashdown in the ocean. So let me just... oh, you stopped burning while I was in the other view. Let me just do a little bit more use of the RCS. Now we are ending in the poles. And now we have a splashdown. Okay, I think this is good enough. Let's switch our RCS, or well, we can we can even finish our burn. So I think it's much better to use RCS than this tiny fuel tank, or I should have added a much bigger fuel tank to the satellite. And burn is finished. Very good. Okay, we have our splashdown. And now, well, I just could have lowered my orbit a little bit so that we are skimming through the atmosphere and use the atmosphere to slow down. But this would have caused maybe some more complicated things, because I wanted to land in the ocean, and to make sure that I need to land in the ocean, I just like to do it in the more planned way. And we are dropping towards the surface. Okay, switch off RCS, and let's turn. Yes, let's turn retrograde. And while we are approaching the surface, I think we should retract our solar panels so that we are not damaging them, and same goes for our antenna. Let's retract our antenna. And now our satellite is ready for re-entry. So, and we have really our splashdown. This is really good. And it's pretty interesting. The first time that I have really a good use for a satellite, for a satellite which was on a stationary orbit around a planet for a longer time to fly around and get the signs of different biomes. This was really interesting and was really cool. And now it's time to get the sweet signs of it. And well, I had also some reconnaissance mission up to Moho, but this thing is still very problematic because it's on its way up to Eve, and I hope I can recover it without having the need of transmitting back home the data. But this is more a research probe and a really stationary satellite. This thing is now in orbit for 58 days. This is really cool that this thing is also, or that I found a good use for a satellite, and not only just to have a satellite in orbit without any reason or without any use of it. And so yeah, this is, wow, high G-forces. Well, because I am going down very steep. So yeah, I like this idea, I like this concept, and I like that I was able to pull off an idea for a satellite. But on the other hand, it's also time now to get the best use of it, and this means that we have to return this thing back home so we can get our gravity scans from Kerbin. Okay, here comes our satellite. He is going down and aiming for the surface, or for a splashdown. It had a very, very fast re-entry. And we are dropping down. And around 5 kilometers, it's time to pop these parachutes. Yes, very good. Okay, now we have some more drag by these parachutes. And okay, they are slowing our very light probe pretty much down. This is great. This is really great as we are coming down. And I think there is Minmus. And can we see the moon? No, I don't think so. So the parachute should open or deploy fully in 200, now in 200 meters. And now? Okay, very good. So let's do a time warp so that we can monitor our splashdown of our research satellite, which is now coming down. After 58 days, 15 hours and some minutes, we are returning it back home to the surface to get the great research results of it. This is really cool. Okay, and now let's stop the acceleration, the time warp, and splashdown. Very nice. Very, very nice. Good job. Good job. Okay. Let's have a quick save and let's recover the vessel. And 9 experiments recovered. We have a lot of gravity scans from Kerbin's shores, Kerbin's waters, Kerbin's mountains, Kerbin's grasslands, Kerbin's ice caps, Kerbin's highlands. Oh, just above Kerbin's highlands and in space, high over Kerbin's highlands, over Kerbin's desert, and a recovery of from Kerbin's orbit. And this thing gave us 160 science just for having a satellite orbiting around Kerbin and doing some gravity scans. This is really cool, so we are done with that. And now we want to return our Mune recon. Let's switch back to it. Focus Mune recon. Okay, so where is something? There's Kerbin, and where is the Mune? Can we see the Mune somewhere? No, this is Kerbin again. There is no Mune. Why is there no Mune? The Mune should be... oh, in front of the sun. Oh, there's a Mune. Okay. The Mune is still available and is still there. This is good. Okay. I said, okay. Whoa. Camera. I said I wanted to return back to Kerbin now. Let's see. Okay, let's slow down at first. We are coming down and we want to... no, we don't want to crash down there. I like to have a splashdown in the ocean. Can I? Oh crap. This way. Okay, this way. 43. 36. 28. I hope this will help me to have a splashdown this water over here if I do this burn. So let's do this tiny correction burn. Where is my maneuver node? The good old search for the maneuver node. Okay, it's up here. Ooh. I should have added some kind of reaction wheels, but on the other hand I haven't anticipated that I will use this upper launch stage for so long, that the upper launch stage is enough to bring me up to the Mune and to have some maneuvers around the Mune and to even return back from the Mune without running out of fuel. I haven't expected something like this. Okay, what have we done now? Get rid of the thing. 31 kilometers. Well, I think this could be a little bit too much, but we can change this when we are approaching our... oh, no, I have screwed it up totally. Have I? 36 kilometers. Yes, I have. Okay. I just wanted to do a check with my fuel tanks, or I just wanted to swap the fuel out of the satellite back into the other. Can I here lower it? I like to bring it down to 29. This is good enough. Okay. Now press the right button, please. This button and this button. Okay. In. So I'm making sure that the lander or the satellite itself is pretty light, so that it's not ripped apart when the when the parachutes deploy. And now we can do the next time warp to approach our Kerbin, as we are coming down and coming home from our visit at the Mune. And whoa, bit of a lag as the textures are loading in. And let's retract our panels. And also let's retract... oh, this is scenic. I haven't seen this mountain region before, I guess. Where is this great mountain region? Can we maybe fly up there with a retract antenna with the plane? Where are we? We are somewhere very strange, on the opposite side of Kerbin Space Center, okay. So this isn't really helpful. And now... And the thing is also in orbit now for 58 days and 10 hours, so some hours are less than the other research satellites. This is really cool. Okay, now let's speed up a bit these things as we are getting closer to the atmosphere and our time. Okay, now we have the re-entry effects, and I hope we can make it up into the ocean. Let's see. There is some water, but I don't know if is this the ocean or is this just a lake? I think it's just a lake. I think it's this lake here. So we are slowing down. This is good. This is very good so far. What is our trajectory doing? Okay. So we won't return anymore. This is good so far. In this case we can ditch this stage. And what are we doing? Oh. I think we will land on the land. Okay. So this thing will land on the land. Okay. Well, I hope this won't destroy or disintegrate my vessel when it crashes down to the surface. That's why I really like to have splashdown, because splashdown is much better and it's much more safe instead of crashing down onto the surface. But I think, or I hope, after I have dumped all the fuel into the other stage, which is going away currently, that we are in good shape to survive this landing with our Moon reconnaissance mission, and that we can have some nice science for returning all these things. Okay, so have we an estimated landing site? Yes, we have. Somewhere on this land, well, on the good side it looks flat, there's no mountains or anything like this, so this is okay. This is really good. And okay, let's speed up things a bit, because we have seen such an approach just before. And okay, now it's time to deploy our parachutes and to speed up again sometime. Okay, let's wait for the parachutes to deploy completely. And when do they pop up? Now? Okay, very good. Okay. Now it's time to speed up again. And I think everything went very well for our Moon reconnaissance probe. It's returned successfully back from the Moon after its polar orbit, after it's done some analysis of the Moon in high space over the Moon, and also some analysis of the Moon in space near the Moon. So this is really cool. This was really amazing. And yeah, here we're coming down for our landing, and landing. Oh no! Oh no, oh no, we lost one part, I think. Or lost we? No. Oh, I thought at first that we lost something, but I think everything is still in good shape. Okay, everything is still attached. Okay, we haven't lost anything. Very good. Let's quick save and let's recover the vessel. Okay, and we have again 9 experiments recovered. We have the gravity scan over Muon's polar crater, Muon's midlands, Muon's poles, Muon's highland craters, Muon's gravity scan from space just above Mune's poles, Mune's polar crater, Mune's highlands, Mune's midlands, and a vessel returned from orbit around the Mune, and we got for this small satellite 482.7 science. Wow, this is amazing, and we have this is a great number, 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4. This is great, and we have 1,234 science. Amazing, amazing. Okay, let's use the science. What can we build? What can we build? I think I like to have the mainsail and the huge Rokomax tank at first. This is very important. Okay, let's research this thing. What else can we have? Some more Clampotron, the huge Clampotron, some station building things. Could be interesting, but I don't think so right now. The bigger probe, no. Bigger batteries and the radioisotope, thermoelectric generator, not so much. Wheels, I was thinking about rover wheels, this could be interesting. The big girder. The big girder could be very good for my rover transport mission thingy I was talking once about, because I want to build some transport vessel for a rover so that I can attach a rover to it and decouple the rover and bring the rover to different locations so I can reuse the rover. This could be really cool. Some aerodynamic things, not so much. Oh, the bigger jet engine. This could be also very useful. Probe bodies, no. Iron propulsion, no. I have seen this is bigger thing, and the rover wheels. Okay, I have 684 science, so I can unlock 2 of these things. Will I go for the jet engine? The jet engine could be really cool, but I did flying in this episode, so I think some rover things, especially with my Mune base, could be much more interesting. So I think I go for the rover thing. So I have the bigger girder to construct better things. I think I will research this thing. And of course I need some wheels. I haven't any wheels apart from the landing wheels. Yes, okay, so I will research these wheels. Okay, what have I unlocked by doing so? I have, the much more construction things. This would be really cool. But I think these ones help me a great deal. I can't access them, and what can I unlock here? Okay, bigger wheels. No, I don't think so that I really need these bigger wheels. I think these small wheels are good enough for my rover experiments and my rover transporter. So yeah, I think I can start to build a rover thing, a rover transporter, or experiment with this thing. So this is really cool. Here, I think with a lot of science we have done so far, we can wrap up this episode. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked this episode with some flying, with some science return, with some unlocking of science of new stuff. And if you do so, please like my video on YouTube, please become a subscriber of my YouTube channel, and also please leave me a comment what you think about this. And I hope I see you again in the next episode, when we hopefully start building a rover or launching a rover or do something with a rover. So yeah, stay tuned. Until next time, my name is Sebi. See you!